for attending tonight. We will start with a 30-second opening statement, and we'll begin with Councilor McNamee.
My name is Brian McNamee. I'm the Ward 6 City Councilor, and I'm running for re-election. Representing Ward 6 is a great privilege. It's a very diverse ward. It's comprised of a number of neighborhoods. We have the Norfolk Downs area, and then the North Quincy T area, which is quite challenging. And then as you move into the ward, you have the old Atlantic neighborhood. And then you have, wow. I bet you enjoyed doing that.
30 seconds comes up very quickly.
Hi,
Yes.
Hi, my name is William Harris. It's really an honor to be here. Thank you to Alicia and Christine for helping us put this together, and I'm really glad that I was able to come. I'm not much of a politician. This is my first time out, so this has really been. I want to thank the people of Ward 6 and in Quincy. I've gotten the opportunity over the last 3-4 months. I've met a lot of great people, nice people, people with concerns, and it's a start. So, thank you.
Thank you. The first question will go to Councilor McNamee. First, in 2013, the ferry service was discontinued at the Fore River Shipyard. Are you in favor of reopening the ferry service at the Squantum Point Park, along with the extension of Commander Shea Boulevard? You have 2 minutes.
I think that this would be a great proposal. I think especially for the residents of Marina Bay and Squantum. I have my reservations about the infrastructure being able to take traffic from the South Shore, from Hingham and the Cohasset area, and have them use the ferry service, because Commander Shea Boulevard is a very difficult road, and you only have one road in off of East Squantum, which is Victory Road. But I think that certainly Squantum and Marina Bay could avail themselves to that ferry service, and the extension of the Hall Road, I think, could hopefully mitigate some of the traffic issues. Unfortunately, subsidies have been required in the past. Hopefully, with the 2 new buildings that are going up in Marina Bay, that will now have enough residents to support a ferry service without a large subsidy. But I think that we have very few traffic mitigation opportunities in the Marina Bay area, and this would be certainly this alternative transportation opportunity would, I think, be most welcomed by the residents there.
Thank you. Mr. Harris?
Thank you. This is something that absolutely, positively has to take place, period. Have you ever tried to go to work in the morning? It's awful. It's terrible. What's going on? We have, as Mr. McNamee just mentioned, about the new buildings that are taking place in Marina Bay. It's only going to get worse. I mean, this morning, it took me almost 45 minutes to get over that bridge, to go to work, so I can then come back home and, live life like everybody wants to. It's absolutely absurd. Marina Bay, it would enhance business in Marina Bay, plus it would also give people an opportunity to go into Boston. And there shouldn't be any worry, because if it gets popular, they would just put more ferries on. It only makes sense. If the thing is working, they'll fix it. If it doesn't work, then they'll end it again. And really, what really matters is the quality of life is what matters. And that's why I put my name in the hat for Ward 6 Councilor. From our seniors to our newborns, they're worried about our tax dollars. Our tax dollars should be used right. Our roads, our infrastructure should be right the first time, not depending upon ferries getting people back and forth to work. But it's certainly, ferries would certainly help. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. The next question will go to you, Mr. Harris, and you have 1 minute to respond. What do you believe is the most important quality of life issue in your ward?
Well, again, quality of life begins with right in the home. And what I mean by that is, I mentioned taxes. We have to have responsible taxes, and so we can have the spending be right, so all the services that need to be provided to our seniors and to our children, to our schools, the fight on drugs. I have to tell you right now, the problem that's going on with the drugs in our city and around our city is plaguing us. If we don't touch it, it touches every single neighborhood, whether it's Marina Bay, North Quincy, or Squantum, or the Point, or any part of Quincy.
Thank you. Mr. McNamee?
I would say the most important issue facing Ward 6 is the development. Obviously, Boston has been an enormous engine of economic development. We've received or been the beneficiary of a lot of that. North Quincy happens to be at the doorstep of Boston, so it's a very, very desirable location. So I think that we need to make sure that the development that we see doesn't jeopardize the quality of life that we come to enjoy in Ward 6. The development has to be right for the neighborhoods, and I also think that we have some unique challenges at the North Quincy T, which require real vigilance. We've had some crime up there, assault of type crime, and I think that we need to pay very close attention to what goes on at the North Quincy T. So I'm very concerned about some of the public safety issues that are up there.
Thank you. The next question will go to you, Mr. McNamee. What do you believe is the most important issue facing our city? You have 2 minutes to respond.
I think the most pressing issue for the city is responsible financial growth and responsible financial spending. I was the only city councilor that voted against the raises. They impaneled a very familiar and friendly group of people to evaluate the salaries in the city. And they came up with some very, very large salary increases for the mayor and some of the city managers as well as the city council. When all those votes came up before the city council, whether they were in subcommittee or when we voted on the budget, I voted against every one. I was the only one. And so I'm very concerned about the bonded indebtedness of the city. I hear repeatedly that, we have ample room on our bond cap. But I don't think that's the way to run the city financially. I mean, I could have a credit card and very good credit, but naturally I wouldn't take my credit card up to the limit just because it was available to me. So I think that we have to be very, very careful about how we add fixed debt to the city, and that's an enormous challenge. I'm also very concerned about when we do have growth or economic development, that we look not to just have a residential composition to the development. We have to look to have a commercial composition, because the commercial ratepayer pays twice that of the residential ratepayer. So we need a very healthy commercial base in the city, and so I think that we have to be very careful that we get the right kind of development and the right balance of development.
Thank you. Mr. Harris.
Thank you. I heard earlier, this goes to the other ward council folks, and they were mentioning development in Quincy Center. But it really, that is really very important. But again, I want to go back to the problem with we have in our city with the drug issue. Because, at work today, this morning, an employee of mine buried her son from heroin overdose. And it really is an epidemic. It drives crimes in the neighborhood, in all the neighborhoods, as I mentioned prior. Causes domestic violence in the homes. It causes deaths to innocent citizens. We need responsible spending so we can provide fine police officers and crime task force the needed funds and the needed tools in order to fight this. Again, there's so many issues, but it's our children as well. Educate them in school, support our school committee, and educate our children on drug and alcohol at its earliest point so they can become good citizens of our great city. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, Mr. Harris, you will have a 1-minute closing argument or closing statement.
Again, I want to thank everybody who's helped me. This has been quite a journey. All the folks who have worked on my campaign, they've introduced me to all their friends, and all the signs you see out in the North Quincy, Ward 6 area, Squantum, Marina, no signs in Marina Bay. But the signs you see were mainly signs of people who wanted to help me be the next Ward 6 councilor. I need to thank my family. Anybody who sits up here, puts themselves in front of a spotlight, your hands start to shake, or maybe inside. And what happens is, it's the people in your household, my wife and my children, I have to thank for allowing me to take this journey, and hopefully you'll vote for William Harris, the next Ward 6 councilor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. McNamee?
I want to thank the Democratic and Republican city committees for hosting tonight's event. I'm an incumbent. I've been on city council for 10 years. I have a record. I'm going to run on my record. I've opposed a number of unfavorable proposals for development. CMOT, principally amongst them. I had a proposal to locate a burlesque dance studio by a former sex club owner on Billings Road. I was able to dissuade him of that idea and turn him back. Today that site is the site of a children's dance studio. There was a traveling carnival that annually came to Marina Bay, and with it ushered in a rite of spring. They looted every car and boat at the marina. That carnival no longer comes to the marina. When it's come to Boston's use of Moon Island and Long Island, I've written and I've strongly spoken out to the mayor of Boston what the expectations are of North Quincy. Recently, in their proposal to renovate the Moon Island gun range, I've gotten them to install sound absorbing and sound attenuation equipment to reduce sound at the Moon Island gun range.
Thank you, gentlemen. How about a round of applause for Ward 6?